The CEO of Imply. Tell us a little bit about what you guys do, because it is extremely interesting and quite different.
Absolutely. So Imply is an implantables company, and we want to make people's lives safer and more convenient with implants. We launched our first product in the beginning of 2019, and it's called Imply Caspian. And Imply Caspian allows you to hold your medical information with you at all times through a small rice corn-sized implant that sits right underneath the skin and can be interfaced with any smartphone that has NFC capability. And that's the kind of short-term goal from our side, is to bring that to the market fully in London, and we're a London-based company. But we are working on products that go into the sensing mechanisms, so that can, sense your glucose levels or temperature or pulse, but also, for payment applications, so convenience applications like that, such as payments or access. Those are all interesting factors of the implantable space, which is a small and growing market.
Kind of thought, oh my God, Black Mirror. Is that a very common reaction that you get?
Absolutely. We used to get asked Black Mirror questions a lot more than we do now. COVID somewhat changed the perception of people into a more kind of technologically advanced mind.
Interesting. So let's talk about that briefly, about why do you think that is? Why do you think people post-COVID have a different reaction to it and are kind of coming around to the idea?
I think COVID made a lot of people more aware of their health and the value of their health. I also think that COVID made people aware that their healthcare data is really important. So Imply Caspian, obviously holding your most valuable data, it's kind of that, when you're stuck somewhere else and you get COVID, what are you going to do? You don't have your healthcare documents with you. You have no idea what your blood group is. You don't know what maybe you're allergic to, or people might not know. So people are just much more conscious of healthcare and much more conscious about the efficiencies of healthcare. So especially with implantable devices, they can have a huge impact on remote healthcare, and they can have a huge impact on digital diagnostics. So if most people will probably be familiar with Babylon, the kind of online healthcare service that's out there. How does a doctor diagnose the patient that sits in front of them when they're not actually in front of them? So implants can be a huge benefit for that. And I think with that, people just change their mindset or change their thoughts about it. And that's kind of the trend that we have been seeing. We're trying to capture it at the moment in some market research.
Babylon is a private healthcare juggernaut striking deals with the NHS, and it's linked to those at the top of government. It claims Health Secretary Matt Hancock as a supporter and Dominic Cummings as a former consultant.
I'm aware of this, the question that he raises, not least because I'm a user of the Babylon service myself. They are my GP.
Advice anytime.
Babylon offers different services. One of their offerings is a chatbot that lets you enter your symptoms. It tells you what it thinks is most likely to be wrong and what you should do based on AI algorithms. It's a commercial product that some companies use for their employees. But some parts of the NHS are directing patients to use AI triage systems developed by Babylon, which says it provides fast, accurate and trustworthy medical triage advice.
And have you noticed any hearing loss?
Babylon claim in tests their chatbot outperformed GPs.
It is most likely to be Meniere's disease.
But the study was met with scepticism by doctors and researchers because of methodological concerns. Babylon isn't the only company that makes these kinds of AI systems, and a recent study warned policymakers more broadly about overhyping them. It found very little evidence that these kinds of AI-based triage systems are safe and effective.